I hope you studied because it's our first ever pop quiz, plus plenty of football talk, and Jack Kapp is back. Next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. Catholic League and the team that everybody's talking about. One final thought, let's get a big, bold prediction. Welcome to another edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. I'm your host, Bluestein, and you've seen her on the sidelines in the field, but today in studio, we have Frankie Stokes. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, a wild week 3 of high school football, that's for sure. Let's start over the bridge in South Jersey. Timber Creek and Cherokee, they're two of the best teams in that area, historically two of the best programs. Timber Creek ends up beating Cherokee 18-7, but that game was not without controversy at the end.
Right, yes, Timber Creek did hold Cherokee to only 7 points. At the end, 32 seconds remaining in the game, Cam Chambers was ejected for allegedly throwing a punch. Film is under review right now. If he's found guilty, he will be asked to sit out for the next game against Delsea. But until then, they're just going with it.
And that's a big game for Timber Creek. Big match of Delsea, a very good team. So Chambers, the Michigan State recruit, obviously that would be a big loss. So that's a storyline I'm sure a lot of people will be watching out for this week. Now, a big game in the Philadelphia Public League. In the 4A division, the Northeast Vikings against the Ben Franklin Electrons. Franklin, the defending Public League 4A champs. And this game between two completely different teams ends up being a shootout, and Northeast wins 44-42.
Right. Both teams scored 6 touchdowns. Northeast had 6 rushing touchdowns, while Ben Franklin had 5 throwing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. Ben Franklin runs a widespread offense with 4 wide receivers, while Northeast doesn't start any receivers. They just work their ends and their running backs, and they go from there.
Yeah, you kind of have old school with the single wing versus new school with the spread offense, and old school ends up winning. And the Vikings are now 3-0, and they're looking pretty good. They're a team to look out for as well. And I know another team in the suburbs that you like that maybe people should start paying attention to is CB East. They look good so far. They beat CB South 40-27 in a mild rivalry game, and they look pretty good.
They do. They look great. They came off a win against Penridge, so now, which made them 2-0, now being 3-0 after beating CB South. So they had their first scoring drive from their first line of scrimmage, 70-yard touchdown. They scored shortly after on special teams at a block punt for a touchdown as well, and then they just kept going with that.
Yeah, CB East, not a team you think about that's dominant in Suburban 1, like Downingtown East and North Penn. Now, Downingtown East in the Chestmont, North Penn in the Suburban 1, but they did battle this past weekend, and maybe the game of the week in the suburbs in District 1. North Penn, they got off to a really good start, but ultimately Downingtown East with the 28-24 victory.
Right. North Penn got off with a 14-0 start pretty early in the game. Nafis West contributed to that with a touchdown. For Downingtown East, Kerry Angeline on wide receiver, he had a receiving touchdown, and then he switched to defensive end, and he had the game-sealing interception.
Yeah, he's going to USC, and they want him to catch the ball, but in high school he plays two-way. Great job. He used that length to get the interception and seal the win for Downingtown East, and they're now 3-0 heading into Chestmont play. Now, you have to save the wildest for last in what was a wild week 3. Neshaminy versus CR South, really big Suburban 1 game. CR South, a very good team. Neshaminy, a great program. The Redskins win 27-25, but this game had a wild finish in the final minute.
Right. Council Rock South, they were at the 2-yard line, and they fumbled the ball, recovered it at the 22-yard line. So now it's 4th and goal from the 22. Go for the passing touchdown, it's successful, and then they go for a 2-point conversion, which doesn't really work out in their favor.
Yeah, the runner dove for the pylon, hit the pylon, which that would be a touchdown, but the official saying the knee hit the ground. And even before that, the 4th and goal from the 22, you had the pass interference call that gave them another shot. So just a crazy finish to a great and wild and wacky weekend in high school football.
Right. There are a lot of teams that are doing as well as projected, and then we have a couple dark horses coming up and making a name for themselves. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the season holds for everybody.
And we're going to get back into that football discussion later in the show, but for now we're going to take a break from football and hear from everyone's favorite SFBN analyst, Jack Kapp, next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
terror behind the walls at Eastern State Penitentiary. 6 attractions inside the cell blocks of a real prison. For 2015, we're introducing 2 groundbreaking new attractions. Breakout. Quarantine. Are you brave enough to opt in?
Buxmont Indoor Sports Center is the area's largest indoor sports and event center with over 78,000 square feet of playing and expo surface. We offer year-round programs for toddlers to teens, as well as an extensive adult league program in a variety of sports. Celebrate your birthday with an unforgettable party. Choose from Nerf turf tag, bubble soccer, or a variety of activities for a party everyone will be talking about. Buxmont is the first and only facility in the area to offer bubble ball soccer. See if you have what it takes to beat the bubble. Visit our facility, conveniently located in Hatfield, PA. For the love of the game, it's Buxmont Indoor Sports Center.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back. We missed him over the summer, but Jack Kapp is back, and he's learning a new sport at Pope John Paul II High School.
I am Jack Kapp. Once again, I am surrounded by lady athletes. This has happened to me a number of times here, and these girls are volleyball players. They're very athletic, they're very tall, most of them anyway. And they can leap out of the building, they can do all kinds of things. They're gonna teach me all the different aspects of volleyball. Are we all ready, girls? Yes. Ready to teach me? Good. I know you're great at it. So I'm ready to roll, they're ready to roll. Let's go.
Our goal for the season was to start off undefeated, and we were able to succeed with that by winning the Pac-10 championship. And then we kept going and we won districts, and then kept going and we made it into the quarterfinal of states.
A very successful season.
Yes.
I know you have 7 years experience and the position that you play, because it's an unusual position. So name the position and then describe it.
Okay, so I play the libero position. Yes, which is basically, so I can only go in the back row only. I cannot participate in front row at all. I would go in there and take their spot, but I wouldn't cost a substitution.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yes, so I can go in as many times and it wouldn't count as.
So you go into the back row, you do your thing.
Yes.
And then when they rotate, if you were to rotate to the front, you'd have to come out of the game.
Yes.
Well, that's really interesting. I'd never heard of the libero before I came to John Paul II here.
Yes.
Now I'm very familiar with it, so I will remember that when I watch volleyball. Thank you for the explanation.
I like how the other players have to get involved in the play and you can't just score the points by yourself.
Okay, so you're saying it's certainly not an individual game.
No, not at all.
It's a team game. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody watches it, understands that, and everybody has to work together.
Yeah. Really good bonding experience because we get to communicate really well with each other on the court because there's a lot of talking that has to go on in order to make a good play.
So we're going to teach you how to do the bump form of volleyball. And so basically you want to stand shoulder width apart,
Shoulder width apart.
knees bent, and you want to be in a comfortable position. You don't want to be so stretched out that you can't.
So you're ready to move.
Right.
Does it
On
matter
top
which
of each
hand
other?
goes on top?
No, whichever
No,
you're comfortable
whatever,
with.
Okay, so I'm going to go left hand on top.
Okay, and then you just curl your
Put your
hands in
thumbs
like that.
together.
Right.
Yep,
Okay, now what do you do with your elbows?
and then should be as flat as you possibly can get it so the ball
So
can
the ball
use
hits
you.
it. It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little off, okay, but
There we go.
there we go.
So there's many different ways you could do it, but I go left, right, left, and then jump.
I'm going to do the footwork first.
Okay.
Is that cool? So I'm going to go touch, and then leap.
Jump. Yeah.
And then leap, and then bang.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
Ready? Bang, baby.
So when you're setting, you want to have your hands in a triangle on the ball, kind of like
this.
that.
Okay.
Not so that your fingers touch, but maybe a little space
bit
in
apart.
between. And then
Okay.
you want to have it right on your forehead. So if you let go of the ball, it hits you square in your forehead.
Right.
The setter's basically quarterback, point guard, any of that applies to volleyball. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Smash. Perfect. Yes. Oh, that's not bad. A little low, right, Maya? Bang, man.
Nice spot, Maya.
Is there ever confusion? Do you ever bump into each
yeah.
other?
Oh, yeah.
There's quite
All
often confusion.
Yeah.
A hit.
A hit, okay.
Also
Is
known
it-
as a spike.
A spike.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that's yeah. It sounds more exciting.
Yeah.
You want to take 4 steps. So all your momentum's going forward, and then as soon as the ball gets to your hands, you take your next step with your left foot, and then you take 2 big steps with your right and your left, and you go up.
For middle though, it should be 3 steps because it's a quicker approach. So you should only use 3, and then outside you usually use 4.
It's amazing. I mean, you know.
Yes.
I got the personal attention I needed. I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Pop Quiz is brought to you by Gear Up, a federally funded program designed to increase the number of students who are prepared to enter and succeed in post-secondary education. Gear Up provides early college awareness and academic support to students beginning no later than 7th grade, following them through high school graduation. For more information, go to www.gearup.org. philasd.org.
Welcome to our new segment, Pop Quiz, here on Varsity Voice, and our first student from WVCB, Sean Lerman. Thanks for coming on with us.
Thanks for having me, Aria. I think I'm ready to go. Did some studying. Should be good for this.
All right, well, let's get right into it. It's time for the Pop Quiz. Number 1, multiple choice. Who is the best team out of the Chessmont? A, Coatesville, B, Downingtown East, C, Downingtown West, or D, other?
I have to go with A, Coatesville. Now, I think that when I look at this, you see Coatesville, and this is a very good team. They bring back a lot of players after having a very successful year last year, not the least important of which is their quarterback, Jordan Young. Anytime a high school team can bring back a quarterback for another year that had a good year the year before, things are looking good. But I will qualify that answer by saying keep an eye on Downingtown East. They had a pretty big win over North Penn, who although North Penn's 1-2 right now, they've had a pretty tough schedule, and they could be a very good team moving forward. So let's watch out for Downingtown East, but I will go with A, Coatesville.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You are correct, sir. Coatesville A. You're off to a good start, Sean. All right, let's keep going. Number 2, true or false? Upper Dublin is the best team in Suburban 1.
I think that's true right now. At the end of the season, things could look very different. But right now, Upper Dublin has been absolutely demolishing everyone who they go up against. Recently, a 63-14 win over Abington. They have been very good. None of their other games have been close either. This is a very talented team, and right now, they're the best team in the league.
2 for 2. You are correct. True is the correct answer. All right. Getting a little tougher now. Fill in the blank.
All right.
Number 3. The Chamonix record by year's end is blank.
7-3. This is a very good Neshaminy team, better than a lot of people expected. They've had a pretty tough schedule in the early going, and they came out of it 2-1. They're going to get a lot of wins. They have a difficult schedule. They've got a lot of tough teams that they'll still have to play against. But I think when it's all said and done, this is a 7-3 Redskins team.
Fill in the blanks are tough. Incorrect. 6-4 is the correct answer. Pretty close, but no cigar. All right, let's go back to true or false. Another team you know well. Pennsbury will repeat as District 1 4A champions.
I have to say false with this one. Now, this doesn't mean that they can't do it. They're a very good team. They bring back a lot of players. They are missing Charles Snorway on that offensive attack where he just ran all over the place last year. This year, missing it a little bit, although they did really explode offensively in their most recent game against Council Rock North. But the offense, not quite the same as it was last year, although the defense is definitely there. They have a chance. They have the talent. They could do it, but I can't say they're definitely going to do it.
False is correct. Nicely done. Back on track, Sean. All right, another fill in the blank, though. Staying in Suburban 1. The biggest surprise in Suburban 1 so far has been blank.
I think it's Neshaminy again. A lot of people predicted this was going to be a pretty poor team coming into the season. They went 4-6 last year. This is their second consecutive year with a new head coach, but that head coach, Steve Wilmot, has really come in and turned things around. Everyone likes him. The players like him, the fans like him, the other coaches like him. And this team, there are some good vibes for Neshaminy. Already 2-1 on the season, already starting to turn some heads a little bit. They're definitely the surprise so far.
You know, some test questions are tough and they're interpretive. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Council Rock North. So you had to think about it in a negative way. Best player, maybe in the area, not a great start for Council Rock North.
Got me on the technicality.
All right, well, let's see if you can finish strong with our 6th and final question of this pop quiz. Going out of your comfort zone, though, going into the city, but I'm going to be nice, go multiple choice. So here we go. Which city team has impressed you most so far? A, St. Joe Prep, B, LaSalle, C, Archbishop Wood, D, Imhotep, or E, other?
Well, they always say when you're not sure about a multiple choice question, you have to answer C. But I actually think that C is the right answer here. Wood has been very good. They're undefeated. Those other teams are not undefeated. To me, that's the most impressive thing. Now, their schedule hasn't been as difficult as the other schools have seen. So St. Joe's may be the best school out of that group, but right now, Wood is the most impressive.
Well, nice job going with your test strategy there on the multiple choice. That is correct. Wood 3-0. St. Joe Prep might be the best team in the end, but you're right. Wood has won very impressively so far this year. So 4 out of 6, you passed. Congratulations, Sean.
I'll take it.
Sean Lerman of WBCB, our first student here on the Pop Quiz. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, Ari.
We'll be back with more football talk next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Do you like pro sports?
Yeah.
You like college sports?
Of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN.
I got the personal attention I needed. I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
Welcome back to Varsity Voice presented by SFBN, and now we want to take a look at some of the games coming up this week, and we want to make some picks. So, Frankie, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Suburban 1, let's start there. Interesting matchup, Neshaminy at Abington. Neshaminy 2-1, Abington 0-3 to start the year. Who do you think wins between the Redskins and the Ghosts?
I take Neshaminy, given the fact that they are coming off of their first win. I know Abington's probably hungry for their first win in the season, so that's probably going to give them a little more oomph, but I think Neshaminy is going to take it.
Neshaminy has done well, I agree with you, but I'm going to disagree on your selection. Abington, they need a victory. They're 0-3. If they go 0-4, I don't see them making the playoffs, and they're at home. I think this is a must-win. I like Abington in this game. Council Rock North at CB East, and we talked about CB East earlier, and they're off to a great start. Council Rock North, not so much, even though they may have the best player in the area with Brandon McElwain. So Council Rock North, they haven't really stopped anybody. Can they stop CB East?
I don't think so. I'm going to take CB East on this one. They're 3-0 right now, and if they get an early start out again like they did last week, they'll be good to go.
I agree with you here. CB East, I'm going to take them to win. I don't think that North defense is going to stop them from scoring a ton of points. So CB East is my pick as well. North Penn at Penridge, another very good matchup here. North Penn coming off the loss. Penridge, they're coming off a win, but two very good programs here. Who do you like in this one?
I take North Penn. Even though they are coming off a loss, I think they'll be able to rally back and push past them. Not East-West. I don't think Penridge will be able to hold them down.
I like North Penn as well. I was tempted to take Penridge here. I think it's going to be close, but ultimately, I think the Knights pull it out. Knife East-West, you're right, very dynamic player. All right, let's go to the Catholic League now, and we'll actually start with a non-league matchup. LaSalle, out of the Philadelphia Catholic League, will take on Malvern Prep in the Interact. Two very good teams. Malvern 2-0, LaSalle 2-1. Who do you like in this game?
I take LaSalle, given the fact that their only loss this season was to Maryland's DeMatha. That's the 4th-ranked team in the country. So if that's your only loss right there, I think you have a good chance of winning this one.
And that's a good point. They have played a very tough non-league schedule, but I'm going to disagree. I'm going the other way. Malvern Prep, and I'll tell you why. They haven't given up any points yet this season, and that's impressive. And they've played some pretty good teams. So if Malvern Prep can get a couple of touchdowns, I think they win this one in a low-scoring affair. Staying in the Catholic League here, Frankie. Ryan and Roman. Archbishop Ryan, 1-2. Roman Catholic, 0-3. Two pretty good programs in the middle tier there of the Catholic League. Who do you like?
I take Ryan. Again, another team coming off the first win of their season. They're going to start to get into rhythm, and I think they're looking for their second win.
I'm going the other way here. I'm going Roman Catholic. They're 0-3. And that doesn't really tell you what type of team they are. They've played Coatesville, they've played Downingtown East, and those are two of the better teams in this area. They're battle tested, they're ready to go, and I think they're going to get one in the win column coming up this weekend. And we'll see what happens. We disagree, agree on some of them, but the game that I'm most interested in seeing is our SFBN Game of the Week. Archbishop Wood and West Catholic, a Catholic League battle. We're going to be there. Who do you think will win that contest?
Wood. I mean, they have a strong season so far, 3-0. They're just a powerhouse all around. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to stop them. They're on the right track.
I agree. I like Wood in this game. I think West Catholic has the ability to keep it close. I think they are better than what they were last year, and perennially they're a good program, but I'm going with Archbishop Wood. So make sure to check out that game on our website, www.thesportsfanbasenetwork.com, and check out some other games coming up on the Sports Fan Base Network. Well, that about wraps things up for this edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. And Frankie, it was great to have you here in the studio. What was your favorite part of the episode?
It was great to be here. Thank you. I had to say my favorite part was our predictions and our debating back and forth. You know, I just can't wait to prove you wrong with all my predictions, so I can't wait to see it.
Oh, those are fighting words, Frankie. Well, it was great to have you, and we look forward to having you on future episodes.
Looking forward to it.
For Frankie Stokes, I'm Bluestein. Thank you for tuning in to Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm really not. I don't think so. I think they're going to do
Select video equipment for SFBN Talks has been provided by DMP Video. DMP Video, you provide the moment, we'll capture the memories. For more information about our videography services, please go to our website at www.dmpvid.com. Mini helmet set decoration is provided by Emax Custom Sports Apparel. Mini helmets make great gifts, memorabilia, and are excellent for fundraisers. For help ordering your helmets, call Emax Custom Sports Apparel at 215-518-2253.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is continually bringing you the most in-depth coverage. Join us for Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN, where we'll have interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN for the best high school sports show around, Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.